for tonight. You may recognize her from some of our open mics this past year, so we're really happy to feature her on our stage. Maris Finn. Maris Finn is a writer originally from New York, currently living and writing in Austin, Texas. She works for the Texas Book Festival and has her MFA in fiction from Columbia University. Her short fiction has appeared in Literal Latte, Molotov Cocktail, and Gandy Dancing. She's working on her first novel called Jantown, which she will read for us tonight. Her favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip.
All right, thank you so much for having me here. So I'm going to read from the middle of the novel, not the whole novel, so don't worry. And I guess all you need to know is the speaker is the founder of the town. This section is called The Beginning of Time. The ground is too brittle and people aren't lasting. They pack for a cross-country trip and aren't lasting. They want to leave but aren't lasting. Aren't lasting and scaring the children. Aren't lasting smelling like garbage. Worse than garbage because garbage doesn't leave behind bones. Tried to dig but don't have proper tools and car parts aren't strong enough. Tried to use nails but they broke. Tried digging with feet but their nails broke. Nails broke off full and landed on bodies like scales. Janice, please don't hang up. Bring tools. It's a problem, Janice. I'm just allowed a few minutes. Janice, please send help, send tools, a shovel at least. I can't do this alone. There's a small hut if I squint. Unclear if somebody lives there or if it's nothing. Could be animals, could be nothing. The sun is going to be the end of me. It fries me during the day and freezes me to the bones at night. What does it want from me? Janice, please, I know we're not on speaking terms, but I just need a little bit of help. I can transform this place. It just needs a new coat of paint, like Dad said about his old Camaro. Okay, I know it wasn't a Camaro, but he did say it about the fucking Ford, the house too. All they needed was a new coat of paint and then it'd be all set. I'd kill for that fucking Ford right now. Wouldn't get me any farther out of here than I could take myself on my own two legs, but I'd drink its gasoline straight from the tank. It'd burn my throat and kill me dead, but it'd taste better than all this goddamn nothing. Do you know what it feels like to chew dirt, Janice? Feels cool and crunchy at first, and then there's a slight saltiness to it, but try swallowing it. Chew, 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 and just as you go to swallow, gag. Fine, Janice, fine. I'll just let my nails grow back and try again. Or maybe I'll just let the wind cover the bones of these poor saps with dust, and I'll just sit here and watch. The dust will cover me too. Do you know wind and even time itself is stronger than water? And water's supposed to be the strongest. All those bends and twists and mountains, done by water, but wind can cover up entire cities, civilizations, moving matter little bits at a time until all of a sudden a whole rock is torn apart. I don't think I could wait that long, Janice. The smell is unreal. When the dirt doesn't make me gag, the smell does. I'm so hungry. Hungrier than I've ever been in my life. So hungry that my stomach is eating itself and maybe bits of my organs too, but I still won't eat the others. I'd rather eat my own damn arm off than eat one of them shriveled and sun-dried and putrid. You know, I saw a lady's face dry up so much that it turned to paper and slid right off of her skull. No blood or nothing. The skin slid right off, hit the ground, and dissolved into dust before my eyes. Underneath, well, you know what a sponge looks like when you haven't done the dishes in a while? All hard and gray and dry, little brown spots. Like that. No worms came out of the holes, although I wish they had, because I'd have eaten the worms instead. The eyeballs dried up before the face did, shrunk down to little marbles and clinked back inside the skull. Dust to dust, Janice. That's what's happening here. Think of the children. What would your daughter do if she saw that? She'd never come back from it. I doubt I'll ever come back from it. I'm trying to keep the children on the other part of town, on the other side of the overturned bus, but sooner or later they'll want to know what's happening to their daddy, their mommy. I'm only human. I cave when they beg, so I let them see. They won't let each other cry or vomit, afraid they'll dry up too. They let their fluids out of their bodies. I try to tell them that's not how it works, that you can dry up even if you hold in your tears, your piss, but they don't buy it. Why would they? I'm just some guy who happened to be on the bus with them. Janice, please, if you can't afford to send your tools, if you're afraid to dispatch help because they'll never come back, then please just pack up all of your stuff and come here for good. I need family. We can make this into something special, something we can be proud of, coat of paint or not, but I can't do this alone. They all die in the same spot too. Don't know what it is. Maybe there's something written in our code as humans that we don't want to die alone. I've seen people on their last breaths hurl themselves on top of the others, the already dead, climbing over them to have their last breaths touching a once living thing. Reminds me of that time that we went on vacation to the coast and saw those sea turtles hatching. Remember, Janice? Each baby turtle emerging from its little egg and instinctively scuttling towards the water. It's like that, except these people are all scuttling towards a death heap. There's only a few still living, and just barely, living in the sense that they're drawing breaths. They haven't spoken, they haven't moved, and the next day or so, I'm guessing they'll hurl themselves on top of the pile too, but what to do with all the stuff they left behind? That's what I'm really thinking. The stuff that hasn't blown away, disintegrated. I guess I'll just pile up the belongings on top of their former owners. Bodies are heavy, but they become less heavy as time goes on. One couple traveled with so much stuff, I was able to cover both of their bodies in entirety with the things they brought. Not even a toe stuck out. It looked like a downy pile. It could have been a couch when I was done going through their bags. None of the children even said anything. Granted, this couple was childless, so no children came looking for them. One kid actually tripped over the pile, another walked on top of it thinking it was just a bunch of stuff. Why couldn't all these people have brought as much stuff as these two? Make it so much easier. The only way to keep this going would be if there was another bus, another wreck, another hunger, another dry out, more stuff to cover more bodies to cover more bodies. I guess, Janice, eventually the bodies on the bottom would decompose. Oh, they would, wouldn't they? I'll just sit here and wait then. Wait until the phone dies, the gas dries, the food from the bus spoils. Me, the children, and I have been eating stale snacks for a week. They don't think about the alternative. I've been. Maybe I don't need your help, Janice. I'll take a plane crash. Until then, I'll keep piling and piling. I'll make something up to tell the children. I'll steal my guts and tell them the truth. I don't need your tools, your army. I'll take your mercy if you want to send it, but hey, you know what? Do me a favor and keep that too. I can do this on my own. This is my thing, my project, my town. Even if I'm the only goddamn person left, I'll sit on top of this pile of bodies, belongings until it all crumbles, my ass is down on the ground once more. And then maybe I'll kill myself. Not today though. Not tomorrow, Janice, either. Hey, you know, if you talk to a god of some kind, tell him to send me a bus trip with lots of rich, fat people on board. They'd have the makings of a pretty nice feast. They'd have the makings of a pretty nice town, come to think of it. Okay, fine. I'll hang up now. Janice! I'm giving you one more chance, Janice, please! Janice, this was my last quarter. Did I say that? It's Arthur, by the way. I don't know if I said that either. Thank you.